Hey guys, welcome to the Bureau live from a different location. This week I'm on the beach in Mui Ne, and it's actually pre-recorded, it's not live, but I'll be in the live chat. If you're watching on desktop, I'll be in the chat just there. I'll probably just write a message now, or if you're watching on mobile, I'll probably be down there somewhere. So throughout the video, make sure if you've got any questions or comments, put them down, put them in the box in the comments section, and I'll either answer them while this live chat's going on or at a later date during the replay. So be sure to do that. I really appreciate your comments and your questions, and especially any sort of questions about Mui Ne at the moment. It's about 4 to 5 hours by bus, if you go by bus, from Ho Chi Minh City, directly east approximately. So about 230 kilometres or so from Ho Chi Minh City. It took us about 4 or 5 hours by bus, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment, and I've got a short video to show you of the bus and of my experience. And I came with a good friend of mine, Steve Black, and we had a really good time. And so just a little bit about the location before I get into the show, which will also include a little bit about travel from Ho Chi Minh City to Mui Ne, what's on offer here at the moment. I've only been here for 3 days, so I don't really know everything about the place at the moment, although I've been here a number of times over the years. Of course, we have a different situation at the moment in terms of travel restrictions, so I might talk a little bit about that towards the end of the video. These restrictions seem to be changing on a daily basis, and it's hard to know which news outlet to follow. And generally speaking, I've been following the Vietnam government portal. They tend to announce their decrees and then they release that to the media. So I think that's probably one of the safer bets at the moment. The other thing is too, I'm going to introduce you to an awesome place to stay if you're coming to, just a moment, I've got my mic here, I've dropped things. It's called Cargo Remote, and it's located on a sand dune just up behind Ham Tien here, which is the stretch of beach that I'm sitting on at the moment. And we're going to talk to Nhan. She's one of the owners of that amazing resort. So hang around for that. Just a little bit more about Mui Ne. So to the north here is the actual Mui Ne township and local market. And beyond that is Nha Trang. It's about a 3 or 4 hour drive from here. I've never actually done the drive, but I'm planning on doing it at some stage this year. It would be awesome to do. And then down the beach in a southerly direction over my shoulder here is the township of Phan Thiet, and it's just a little drive away. It's probably about 10 or 15 minutes away, where a lot of the workers from the hospitality places here, the resorts and the bars, generally live, and they commute each day. So yeah, hang around for that. Now, what else is coming up? That's just about it at the moment for what's coming up. Now, I want to show you this bus trip that we had. It can be a little bit tricky deciding on how to get to Mui Ne sometimes. So Steve and I just took a little bus trip. Check it out now. Let's check out this bus behind us here. This is going to be our little ride for the next 4 or 5 hours. Let's do it. Righto, Steve, get in your little club pod.
Okay, this is it. Around our rooms. I've got shit everywhere. I tell you what, I'm lucky I'm not big. The COVID curse. I'm working on that. No beers for me this trip. Well, there you go. Cheers, mate.
So there you have it. How about that? That was pretty funny, pretty cramped quarters there. Thanks to Steve-O, my travel buddy on this trip. He was the one who, actually he organised the bus and the accommodation, so that was awesome. Thanks heaps, mate. Pretty funny. The bus, a little bit about the bus. It's a 22-seater. There are 2 levels, as you probably saw in the video, and they're kind of, well, they're reclining seats, as you saw. I'm not particularly tall. I'm about 178 centimetres. It was wide enough for me, but not quite long enough. So if you're, you know, from about 180 centimetres upwards, it might be a little bit tight for you, and if you're not very flexible like me, it might be a little bit tight for you. But having said that, the trip is only about 4 to 5 hours maximum, and there's a nice little break about halfway along where you can stretch your legs, get off, stretch your legs, get something to eat. I think you saw some really nice banh mi there, take a toilet break and whatever else. And the bus on our trip stopped for probably 20 minutes or so, so it was really good. The only strange little thing was, I suppose, that as you were getting off the bus at the halfway mark, they had a big basket full of flip-flops, thongs we call them in Australia, and who knows how many thousands of feet have been in those before. So I put my shoes on. I don't know about Steve-O. I think he might have gone barefoot the whole way. Yeah, so the seats themselves, they're quite comfortable really for this sort of trip. As you saw, Steve thought he might take a little nap along the way, and there's not really a lot to see on the way, although as you get closer to Phan Thit, because this area here is a dragon fruit growing centre, you get to see quite a lot of the dragon fruit along the way, but I believe there are actually more further north. And just looking north now, since I've been here, it's been about 5 years since I've been to Mui Ne, I noticed that there are some windmills up there on the ridge. So this area, obviously with the wind, yeah, it's suitable for generating wind power. And it's also over the years become a mecca for kite surfers. So probably in next week's video, we're going to still be here in Mui Ne. I'll cover that a little bit more because it's quite an exciting aspect of the town. Now, just back to the bus, you get Wi-Fi included. There's actually a USB plug in the armrest, so you can bring along some work or something like that, or maybe it's videos or whatever you want to look at, and it's played on the monitor in front of you. There's a cup holder. There was actually quite a little bit of space there for all my gear. I know in the video I was complaining a little bit, but there was actually quite a bit. I've got a tripod, a couple of cameras and whatever else with me, computer, laptop, So it was okay for that. You wouldn't want too much more. The driver, now this is the first time actually after all these years that I've been on one of these buses. I've tried to avoid them, and for 12 years I've managed to do just that, because most of the time I'll take my motorbike or even a train. You can come to Mui Ne by train, and I might talk about that in next week's video, because that's a really cool way to get here as well. But the driver was careful. He drove slowly. I don't really know whether that's because there are so few tourists on the roads at the moment. We came here on Monday morning, so I'm yet to see what it's going to be like perhaps on Sunday when I leave. So, but all I can say is that he drove carefully. That may change though as international travel comes and more buses get on the road. The cost of the ticket was just 180,000 dom. So that's less than $10, or around about 10 US dollars for the trip to get here. And probably the best way at the moment to get one of those tickets is to go to a website called verserre.com, and I'll put the link, of course, in the description in the video. And it's quite easy. They've got an English pages, and you can do a couple of things. You can actually purchase your tickets online and pay for them, or you can reserve them and then go to wherever you want to pay at a later date. And you can pay at the ticket box. There's one here in Mui Ne on the main drag here. The bus leaves from Han Cafe on Pham Nu Lao Street in District 1 in the backpacker area, just across from the park there. And you can pay there, or you can pay at places like Circle K. Anyway, on the website, there's a list of places where you can pay, and it's super convenient. It's a great example of how travel in Vietnam has become a whole lot easier over the past decade or so. So yeah, I'll put the link just below there, or to wherever, or add it in the chat just here, and you can check it out. But yeah, really good experience generally. I felt safe the whole way. It was relaxing. I don't know how I'd go from Ho Chi Minh City to Nha Trang. Maybe I'll find that out in the future. Wow, okay, those kite surfers are pretty cool. I might give it a go a little bit later, although I might need some training. Now to the next part of the video, our accommodation. And for the past 3 days, we've stayed at Cargo Remote. And it's a great place up on a sand dune overlooking the ocean. And it's owned and operated by Nhan and Rod, and they wanted a bit of a sea change from Saigon, so they decided to build a resort. They didn't want to just build a little hut and sit under a coconut tree and retire. They decided to build quite a large eco resort, as I said, on a hill overlooking Mui Ne. And here's my interview with Nhan. Check it out. So, Nhan, how did the concept of Cargo Remote come about, and what challenges did you face developing the block of land?
Yeah, it's quite a lot of challenge, to be honest. It's a new concept. We never doing that before, but we come up with the idea like how to moving the container here with the hill, and we doesn't have a big road to moving here. We have to move everything heavy bit from the back road highway, go through the sand with a lot of machine with us, like a gram, forklift, ruler, something like that.
Yeah.
Beginning is a bigger one. It's a bigger 40 container feet here. You can see.
And these were originally from Saigon, so you
Yes.
transported them
Yes.
from Saigon
Yes,
to
to
this
here.
location,
Yeah,
which is elevated,
yeah,
overlooking the ocean.
yeah, yeah,
So there were some challenges.
yeah. It is. It is a big challenge. Yeah.
And how about the weather conditions? What sort of challenges do you have with that?
The weather here is actually it's really good weather here. It's not much challenging for the weather. We just try to understand the different time, different wind from the north. Example, like right now, it's all the strong wind from the north. In the raining season, is the wind is from the south, and we try to build with the weather how to fit here. And our concept is really much is air flow, natural air. Try to not use too much energy like aircon, fan, electric.
Yeah, I noticed that it's very breezy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a great place to hang out most hours of the day, or every hour of the day.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
got the shade, but you've also got the breeze.
Yes.
It gets quite windy though,
Yeah.
doesn't it? So
Yeah.
has it been a challenge to keep the roof on during the windy?
Yeah, you can see in between of the yard there, we got the airflow is for both sides. It's when we got a wind from here, the wind is just go through the roof. That's how we keep the roof safe. To be honest, it doesn't matter how strong structure you build. If you don't have an airflow, they will knock it off.
Right.
And both sides we get that. You can see right there. Yeah, that's quite a big challenge for the weather for us.
Yeah.
How
and
to follow.
Mui Ne is known for its wind. isn't it?
Yes,
There's a lot
yes.
of kite surfers
A lot of
that come here,
kite
so
surf,
it's
exactly.
It's a big challenge.
Yeah, yeah. And we up high to the hill, we get more wind than near to the beach. Yeah.
Yeah. And what about the temperature and storms and changes in temperature? Is that a challenge for, the containers that you've got?
Yes, for example, like for container, they're very good. They design very good for condition, because they use it for shipping on the ocean, right? We just keep maintenance, look after the staff there, and they're really good. They great staff to use
They're
it.
not moving.
No, no, they're not moving. And also the way contraction, how we stuck together, how we connect together with engineer. We got a couple of people helping us to doing that, and they really well. We do quite okay job. Yeah.
So how long was it from, say, concept to actually getting this to the stage it's in now?
How long to build this thing? It's over the year to finish all concept. The most costs time is more detail and learn how to use all recycled stuff again. A bit of challenge for us. Costs us the most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So probably what, a year?
A bit
18
over a
months, 2
year.
years?
Yeah. It's like maybe 40 months, 50 months.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Cargo Remote is an eco-resort.
Yeah.
What are some of the features of the resort that make it eco-friendly?
We try to get all example like it's natural pool. We try to get no chlorine in there. We got a fishing deck and live there.
Yeah,
And
there's actually fish
yeah,
in there, which
yeah.
is amazing because
Yeah,
if you stay still for long enough, which is not long,
yeah.
the fish come along and nibble on your feet.
It's really friendly.
It's
The
cool,
fish,
isn't it?
yeah, yeah. And very healthy water. We don't use any chemical in there. All we use it's just cycle the water, running over all the time. Using a lot of recycled thing, it try to produce less waste here, like a car tire, a truck tire, container. Yeah, we use a lot of like bottle. It's
Yeah.
like the bottle already used, a white bottle. Yeah, really much we use whatever is people don't use it again.
Yeah,
And
there's everywhere you
try
look.
to creative that. Yeah, yeah.
Everywhere you look, there's something that you can tell is recycled.
Yeah.
It's had a past life. And
Yeah.
You've given it a new one.
Yeah.
Just tell me a little bit about the car tyres that you've got, because they're not that visible. I see them on the stairs towards the accommodation, the
Yeah.
steps.
Yeah.
And there's some at the front, but I believe there's plenty of tyres under the building or
Yes.
around the
Yeah,
foundations.
that's true. We use all the tires for all like really much main job is for foundation. How to keep all the land in here. Again, it's we up to the hill. Sometimes we got a lot of water from raining season, and then a tire is actually when you connect together, it's very strong foundation. And also can let the water go through there somehow. The water get a way to get, it's not flooding and stay stuck in the one place and get flood. And again, they cheap, they very strong, they last forever.
And there's
You-
plenty.
They plenty.
People don't want them.
They
Once
don't
they've
want
used them
it.
for their car, they're
Exactly.
like,
And
yeah.
the sand here is plenty. We can use that. We don't have to use cement. We connect together. One of that is could be one type with the full sand like 50 kilo, and then we put like 100 together. Become a very very strong foundation.
So are they just car tyres?
Just
Or-
car tie, truck tie, whatever available.
Right.
People don't use it, we collect
Oh,
all.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. I'm curious about the pool. You mentioned the pool.
Yeah.
It's a natural pool, meaning
Yeah.
that you don't use any chemicals in it and stuff
No.
like that. There are actually fish in it,
Yeah,
and it's like a pond.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've spent plenty of time in it.
yeah.
Is it the only one of its kind in Vietnam, do you think?
I believe so. Maybe few of people have an idea, love the idea and want to doing that. But successful or not is, to be honest, it's quite a big challenge. It's one of the example like how you can grow different plant inside the water. The plant is not a water plant. I have to take a lot of time to research about that, taste that, treatment the plant, normal plant to become a water plant. Something is simple like that, and
So
it
you-
costs a bit time and
You've never
challenge.
done it before.
No,
So
first
how
time.
did you know what to do? So you researched online a little bit.
Yeah, I researched online, checking with a lot of people, got a fish pond, people, a plant company, something like that. It's a lot of research in internet and human beings also. Yeah.
So you're probably an expert. You're probably the Vietnam's expert in this kind of thing.
I don't call I'm an expert, but I'm happy. Is it been work,
Yeah.
been successful, and been working is what you try to believe and doing. That's I already happy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well done. I
Yeah.
love that pool. It's,
Yeah.
it's incredible, and
Thanks.
it's unusual to swim in a pool in Vietnam where you don't get out with chlorine, the smell of chlorine on you
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's a genuine
Yeah.
swimming experience. It's
Yeah.
great. I love it.
Yeah.
So in terms of guests at
Yeah.
Cargo
Yeah.
Remote, what kind of guests is this place ideally suited for?
Good question. A bit, beginning, we build this one is really much for expat, tourism. But we did know is when we open this, is really attractive Vietnamese customer, young people too. That's quite a big surprise and nice. Yeah, we love to have two market also, but sometimes you cannot have everything, right? You have to pick which one. But also now, because of the COVID happened, we might be thinking how we get the market we already have in Vietnam to be survive, you know. And but luckily we already have Vietnamese market loving our project.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And can say now is our market is expat in Saigon, Vietnam, and Vietnamese people market.
The Vietnamese market, is that a young generation or is
Yeah.
it is young?
A young
Okay,
generation.
so that's interesting. So
Yeah.
the younger generation are growing up
Yeah,
knowing about
exactly. They like
ecotourism and
exactly.
sustainability.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's encouraging.
yeah,
Because Vietnam sometimes gets criticised a little bit
yeah,
in that area. So it's really good to know.
yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Is it kid friendly?
Kid
If you
friendly?
had kids, would you recommend this place?
Okay. I think it's fine for the kid, but some parents they not comfortable with that.
Right.
Like a young baby.
Yeah.
But if around like 5 up, I don't think any problem for that.
Yeah.
And they love it. They love the pool.
Oh, the pool would be amazing.
A kid can spend an hour to play with the fish, enjoy with the fish, catch the fish, put it back. You know, it's great activity for a kid, not staying in the room, watch a video or game or film during the day holiday weekend,
Yeah, I'd
and
imagine
that's
it's
great
very
for them.
educational
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
It's lots of fun.
Yeah.
I can't recommend that pool
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
It's awesome.
It's really popular for the young kids.
Yeah. Oh,
They
maybe
love
I'll
it.
make a kid.
Keep you young.
Yeah. Now, what makes Cargo Remote and Mui Ne a must-visit destination for, say, international travellers? Why should they come here?
Okay, I think it's Mui Ne is they got, I could say, the best weather compared to another town in Vietnam. They got sunny all the time, maybe 1 or 2 months for raining, but the temperature of the weather is always like this. It's beautiful. It's
So it's
beautiful.
about 27
Yeah,
degrees, I
27,
suppose, breezy.
30, 32, but never too cold, never raining so long or wet and miserable.
hot, though.
They
It's
get
pretty hot.
but they got wing, you know, and you can stand that, you know.
And there's the ocean, of course.
Exactly. You need to the water. You can swim anytime. The water is warm, cool, you know. That's one of the reasons. Second is it's very a small, friendly town. People very nice, friendly. You don't have any trouble in here. Very safe. And we also got a train not too far from Saigon. You can traveling here for a moment. But the expressway on the way, I think they finish around 2023, hopefully.
Wow.
But they already on the way. They had to finish it, yeah? And that will cost you 2.5 hours from Saigon to get here, or from Nha Trang to get here, you know.
Yeah, how far is it from Nha Trang?
Nha Trang right now is 3.5, maybe 4, 2.
Okay.
But when expressway keep going all the way there, that would be shorter.
So
too.
essentially, Mui Ne is about halfway between Ho Chi Minh City
Yeah,
and
Nha Trang, yeah.
which are obviously both well-known places.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if people are coming here,
yeah, for weekend, for short time holiday. Yeah,
if they're coming to Vietnam,
yeah,
perhaps take a look at Mui Ne on the map
Yeah.
and what's available, and
yeah,
Cargo
yeah.
Remote as well.
And the airport on the way too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's
the
a
new
good for
airport.
international.
And one over the back here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
there's actually kind of
Three.
two coming in the
yeah,
future as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
So you're in a good location.
yeah, yeah.
And finally, for 2022, you're taking a sip, breathing in, relax. 2022 and beyond, what are you looking forward to for cargo remote and tourism in Vietnam in general. And Mui Ne, the township of Mui Ne.
Yeah, I think it's that's not only for me, it's everybody in here. It's hopping, it's COVID will be gone, everybody back to normal. Tourism can traveling. A bigger thing, the world stop, not keep going or explore more. Yeah, and then we back to normal. We love to introduce ourselves to a more with traveling from overseas. It's a lovely town. They deserve to let international more than that. Yeah, and of course, good business for us. Back normal. A town have a life back. Everybody have a job back. Yeah, and I finished the rest of my project. And that's what I hope for this year.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for your time too.
What an awesome project and what an amazing person. Cargo Remote, put it on your list. I had a really enjoyable stay. As you may have worked out, I really liked the pool, and it's just something very different. And as we said in the video, it's probably the only pool like it in Vietnam, where there's fish in there and they come up and nibble away on your toes and your ankles and stuff like that. The staff are super friendly. We had a really relaxed stay. They were there when we needed them. They were sort of away when we didn't. And the food was really nice. It was all reasonably priced. A couple of things we didn't cover in the video was that Cargo Remote is also an event space. So if you're thinking about a wedding or something like that, or some kind of big party, they have the capability to have a really cool event there out the front that you can see overlooking the ocean there. That actual event space area is what they call a green space. So it also acts as a layer between the what do you call them? The containers below, where people actually stay under there. I think there are about 40 containers in all across the property there, and they're well insulated, and these green roofs, or green spaces I think they call them, or green layer, really stop this sun, which is beating down right now as we speak. It's only about 9 o'clock in the morning. What else? The main covered dining area of the main building, it's really breezy. There's no need for any sort of aircon or fans or anything like that throughout the day. So there's no worries at all. If you're not into the heat and the humidity, it's a great place to stay. All in all, awesome stay. I think the room we stayed in was a bungalow, and it's suitable for 4 adults. There's a queen size bed and a double bunk, and the bunk's actually a lot bigger than when you were a kid. Believe me, I fit into it really comfortably, and much bigger than the bus as well. And those bungalows are about $55 US a night. So super good value, and breakfast is included as well. So check it out, get online. I think the website is cargoremote.com. I'll just put it here in the chat, and I'll put it in the show description. So check it out. Okay, that's all for this week. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Don't forget to do all the usual stuff like, share, subscribe, click that bell. Yes, it is important because it acts like a notification thing, a push notification, and lets you know whenever I upload a new video. So that's really important, and it helps my channel grow. Now, just quickly on travel advice for Vietnam, it's a day-by-day situation at the moment here. We're reading a lot of stuff in the media about Vietnam opening up and whatever conditions, whatever requirements there are. But in actual fact, the government hasn't made an official announcement on that yet. So just be careful where you look for your information. Of course, come to thebureauasia.com and this YouTube channel. I try to update as often as possible, and I'll let you know here. Now, some exciting stuff next week. I'm coming from another beach location that I'm sure you'll really love, and I'm going to do another premiere from that location, and we'll be able to hang out in the chat just here. So make sure you're around, make sure you watch it. Would be great for you to join me, and I can answer your questions and respond to any of the comments that you've got, and look out for the event page for that, just so you can get a reminder as well. Until then, stay safe, and I'll see you then.